HECS Help is a government loan that allows students to defer their uni fees and repay them once they earn above a certain threshold. Currently, 2.93 million Australians have student debt. If you're an Aussie with a HECS Help debt, you may have noticed your balance growing faster than your repayments. So, how is Labor's new policy going to change this? How much student debt do you have?
I'm only a year and a half into my degree and I already have over $24,000.
Oh, yikes.
It's got to be at least 40,000 by now.
At least 25K-ish.
Too much.
HECS Help is different from traditional loans because it doesn't collect interest. Instead, it is indexed and increases according to inflation. In 2023, the indexation rate spiked to 7.1%, adding thousands of dollars to people's student debt overnight. Newly re-elected Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has promised to ease the burden of HECS debts on students and graduates. Starting June 1st, 2025, the government will implement a 20% reduction on all student loan debts, including HECS Help, VET student loans and Australian apprenticeship support loans. They'll cap indexation at the lower of either the Consumer Price Index or the Wage Price Index. This legislation will be backdated to June 1st, 2023, lowering the amount that students' HECS debt will rise each year. And from July 1st, the Albanese government will raise the minimum income threshold for compulsory repayments from just over $54,000 to $67,000, meaning low-income earners won't be required to make repayments. So, what does this mean for you? It looks like Albo will be fulfilling his election campaign promises after all. If you have a $27,000 debt, you will see about $5,000 wiped from your student loan. The higher repayment threshold also means that you'll be able to save more of your paycheck until you're earning above $67,000. But for many, this is about more than just numbers. It's a recognition that higher education should be a pathway to opportunity and not a lifelong financial burden. Alongside these changes, the government is also addressing how HECS debts impact Australian buyers' eligibility for home loans. Currently, student debts drastically reduce the borrowing power of a loan applicant. Treasurer Jim Chalmers has urged financial regulators to reconsider how student debts are factored into mortgage assessments. This could lead banks to exclude HECS repayments from serviceability calculations, potentially increasing borrowing capacity for graduates. Albanese hopes that these changes will reduce financial stress and long-term pressure, allowing you to focus on building your future without fear of debts rising. Not everyone agrees with the policy, with some arguing that it is unfair to those who have already paid their student loans. The Coalition have claimed that the policy is elitist and unfair, delivering large financial windfalls to those with multiple degrees while ignoring 24 million Australians who don't have a student loan. Others have said that it is economically reckless and does nothing to pay the rent or put food on the table. Beyond immediate relief, these reforms could reshape how Aussies think about education. By easing the financial strain, more students from low and middle income earning backgrounds will be encouraged to consider higher education, creating a more skilled and fruitful workforce for our future. They could also relieve pressure on young Australians as they balance cost of living, competitive job markets, housing affordability and the repayment of their debts. These reforms will reduce that burden and make higher education more accessible for all Australians. Now that's something to celebrate.